The Los Angeles Lakers have a long tradition of discovering hidden gems, players that fly under the radar and suddenly show they might just belong in the league. And so far, through just 2 preseason games, it's looking like RJ Davis might be next in line to earn that recognition. Now it's still early. We're talking about a tiny sample size, but man, the energy and skill Davis has shown in these limited minutes is making noise for a reason. This is a guy who went undrafted, fought his way onto the Lakers' radar through Summer League, and earned a shot at training camp. And since then, he's doing exactly what you want to see from a young prospect in his situation, making the most of every single opportunity. The Lakers clearly see something in him, or they wouldn't have brought him back for the preseason. And Davis? He's repaying that trust with hustle, smart play, and a clear understanding of his role on the floor. What stands out most is how mature his game looks. This isn't just some 19-year-old with raw athleticism try to find his way. This is a 23-year-old former North Carolina standout who knows how to play basketball. Coming out of UNC, Davis already had that pedigree of playing under pressure in big moments in a system that demands discipline. North Carolina guys have a reputation, and Davis is living up to it so far. He's scrappy, locked in on defense, fights for every possession, and doesn't shy away from contact. Offensively, he's not just a catch-and-shoot guy. He's been showing the ability to create his own shot, get to the rim, finish through contact, and even make plays for others when the opportunity is there. That kind of versatility in a guard who plays with effort on both ends, that's something the Lakers could absolutely use, especially given the uncertainty in their backcourt depth. Now look, let's be real. He's not out here dropping 25 points and taking over games. But that's not the point. That's not what the Lakers are asking of him. What they're looking for is someone who can be part of a reliable second unit down the road. Someone who brings the energy, makes the right plays, and fits into the system without needing the ball in his hands all the time. Davis is already flashing that potential. He's got that 3 and D profile that's so valuable in today's NBA. But what makes him stand out is his motor and his willingness to do the dirty work. Dive on the floor, chase loose balls, fight over screens, take charges. All the things that coaches love and teammates feed off of. And yes, before anyone gets carried away, we do have to acknowledge the context. A lot of his minutes have come against backups, G League players, guys who might not be in the league come regular season. That's fair. But at the same time, it's not like he's only shining against fringe talent. He's had stretches where he's been matched up with real rotation guys, including during games against teams like the Suns and Warriors, and he didn't look out of place. That matters. It shows that the effort and skill are translating, at least on a small scale, against higher levels of competition. One of the biggest challenges for undrafted players is proving that they can hang, not just in flashes, but consistently. And so far, RJ is doing that. He's showing that he belongs, that he's worth investing in. Does that mean he's going to get a full roster spot this season? Probably not. The Lakers, if they make a trade or clear up space, will likely look to more experienced guys or players they trust a little more in big moments. But make no mistake, RJ Davis is planting the seed now. He's giving this coaching staff and front office a reason to keep tabs on him moving forward, whether that's through a 2-way contract, G League development, or even just remaining in the system until his number gets called. And speaking of development, that's a big part of the Lakers' vision right now. They want to build a sustainable pipeline of talent. Not every move needs to be about the next superstar. Sometimes, you just need the right role player at the right time. That's where Davis could really carve out a place. He fits that mold of a guy who's ready to buy into a role. No ego. No illusions of being the next face of the franchise. Just a hardworking guard who wants to help his team win however he can. He's not without limitations, of course. At 6 feet tall and around 180 pounds, he's undersized for an NBA guard. That's always going to be a factor when teams evaluate how sustainable a player's success can be at the next level. Bigger, stronger guards will test him. He'll need to show he can hold his own physically, not just for short bursts, but across the grind of a full season. That's the challenge. But you know what? The NBA is full of guys who weren't supposed to make it because of their size, players who prove that heart and hustle matter just as much as height. Look at someone like Tyus Jones or even Gabe Vincent. Neither one is physically overwhelming, but they earn their spots by being smart, tough, and consistent. And that's the exact role Davis might be auditioning for. If the Lakers do end up parting ways with someone like Gabe Vincent, whether it's via trade or just letting his contract expire, they'll need someone to step into that role. That reliable backup guard who can play defense, space the floor, and bring energy when called upon. RJ Davis checks a lot of those boxes already, at least in theory. What he needs now is time to continue developing, probably through the G League, where he can get consistent reps, stay sharp, and keep building on the momentum he started in preseason. It's also worth noting that Davis isn't some teenager still trying to figure things out. He'll turn 24 later this month. That means he's closer to his ceiling than a 19-year-old would be, sure, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes, you'd rather have a guy who knows exactly who he is and plays within that identity. The Lakers have had success with mature college players before. Guys who come in, understand the system, and contribute right away because they don't need years of development. Davis could be the next in that line. Now, whether or not that happens this year remains to be seen. There are still other young players in camp, like Chris Minon, who have more size and could bring similar skills to the table. If Minon shows out, maybe he ends up being the guy the team prioritizes. But RJ is doing exactly what you want a guy in his position to do. Take advantage of every opportunity and force the coaching staff to take notice. That's how you make it in this league. Fans are already noticing, too. You scroll through social media after these games, and it's all over. Lakers fans hyped about Davis. Get this man a contract. He's out there cooking. Don't let another team steal him. That kind of buzz doesn't happen unless a player is really showing something special, even if it's just preseason. The fans aren't watching for gimmicks. They see a guy playing hard, making plays, doing the little things that often go unnoticed. That's how you earn respect. As the season unfolds and rosters start to tighten, the window of opportunity for players like RJ Davis becomes narrower, but also more meaningful. Every possession, every minute on the court matters, especially for someone trying to make the leap from camp invitee to full-time contributor. For Davis, it's about proving that what he's doing now isn't just preseason adrenaline or beginner's luck. It's about consistency. That's what coaching staffs and front offices look for when evaluating whether a player deserves to stick around. One good game might raise eyebrows. Two might start a conversation. But if you can string together a body of work over the course of a full preseason, including practices, film sessions, and team activities, that's when people really start paying attention. And so far, Davis has shown that he's capable of being more than just a flash in the pan. When you watch him play, you can see that there's a level of control and poise that you don't always see from guys fighting for a roster spot. He's not forcing things. He's not trying to play hero ball or rack up numbers just to get noticed. Instead, he's picking his spots, making the right reads, playing within the flow of the offense, and staying engaged on defense. That's the kind of maturity that makes coaches trust you, that makes teammates want to share the floor with you. It's also the kind of thing that separates a G League regular from someone who's truly ready for the NBA. Even if the Lakers ultimately decide not to give Davis a full-time contract this season, there's value in simply having him in the system. That's how long-term player development works. Keep a guy around, get him familiar with your culture and your expectations, give him reps, let him grow. Then, when an opportunity does come, maybe due to an injury, a trade, or just someone underperforming, he's ready. He's not learning on the fly. He's already been preparing for that moment. And that's why having guys like RJ Davis stashed in the G League or on two-way contracts is so important. It's not just about what they can give you today. It's about what they might become a few months from now when the grind of the season starts to wear down your main rotation. And with the way the modern NBA is built, versatility and depth are everything. Every team talks about their top 8 guys, but what separates real contenders is what happens when those top 8 need rest or miss time. Can the 9th and 10th players step up and not sink the ship? That's where RJ Davis can really prove his value. If he keeps developing, keeps working, he could become that steady presence off the bench, a guy who knows his role, plays hard, and gives you 15 strong minutes without trying to do too much. That's the blueprint for longevity in this league, if you're not a star. and Davis seems to get that. There's a certain humility to his game, a workmanlike approach that says, I'm here to help. He's not trying to brand himself or go viral with flashy plays. He's trying to stick in the NBA, and he knows the kind of player he needs to be to make that happen. That self-awareness is rare, especially for young guys, and it's exactly what teams look for when rounding out their rosters. And again, the Lakers are in a position where they're going to need players like this. They've made big investments in their top-tier talent. Guys like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura are going to command a good chunk of the salary cap moving forward. If they land or retain someone like DeAndre Ayton, you're looking at another $20 million plus contract. That money adds up quickly, and once you're committed to a few core pieces, you need to find value around the edges. That's where scouting, development, and smart roster building come into play. You can't afford to miss on those minimum contracts and two-way deals. You need guys who can actually contribute, not just fill a seat at the end of the bench. Davis, with his college experience and clear understanding of his role, fits that mold. He might not be the flashiest pickup, but that's not the point. The Lakers aren't looking for someone to come in and carry the offense. They're looking for guys who can do the little things. Hit an open shot, make the extra pass, stay in front of their man on defense, rotate on time, communicate. These are the things that win games over the course of an 82-game season. These are the things that keep you employed in the league. And if Davis continues trending in the right direction, he could easily be the kind of player. You think about all the injuries and load management situations that pop up throughout the year. Having someone who can step in and keep the team steady is huge. It's not about replacing a star. It's about making sure the drop-off isn't steep when someone is out. That's where depth wins games. And that's where Davis can make his mark. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in a shocking turn of events that has the basketball world buzzing, the NBA has reportedly acknowledged a long-standing error and decided to return a major title to the Los Angeles Lakers. The rumor, which began circulating late last night through whispers among league insiders, suggests that the organization uncovered discrepancies in historical records that may have unfairly denied the Lakers an official championship from decades past. While no formal statement has been issued by the league's office, sources close to the situation claim that an internal review of archival data, playoff results, and official documentation led to the surprising revelation. The Lakers, one of the most storied franchises in sports history, are said to be cautiously optimistic about the outcome, though team representatives have declined to comment publicly until the NBA's confirmation becomes official. The alleged correction would not only adjust the Lakers' all-time championship count, but could also reshape how basketball historians view the balance of power between Los Angeles and their perennial rivals, the Boston Celtics. Fans on social media are already ablaze with speculation, debating which specific title could be at stake. Some point to the disputed early 1950s seasons, while others believe it may involve one of the chaotic transition years between Minneapolis and Los Angeles. Former players and analysts have weighed in as well, with several suggesting that this move, if true, reflects the league's recent commitment to transparency and historical accuracy. It's never too late to make things right, one former Lakers executive reportedly said. History should reflect what truly happened on the court. Still, skeptics remain unconvinced. Some argue the rumor is nothing more than a publicity stunt ahead of the upcoming season, designed to reignite fan interest and rekindle old rivalries. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The mere possibility of the NBA restoring a title to the Lakers has reignited old debates, stirred up nostalgia, and sent shockwaves through the basketball community. If the whispers prove true, this could become one of the most dramatic revisions in the league's storied history, and a new chapter in the eternal legend of the purple and gold. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video,